Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the FTC on a recent lawsuit that has been settled actually with Napolitan Autos, which is an auto dealer in Illinois. But the things that happen with this auto dealer is happening with auto dealers all across the country. It's happening with RV places. It's happening with boat dealers. It's happening with every type of uh, vehicle or slash recreational vehicle, whatever those items are, and it potentially is happening with other types of products that are or services that are being financed, which is they're adding on these fees. They call it junk fees, but I want to break down what they are actually, what these fees are actually called. So with this Illinois-based automotive dealer group, they were tacking on these what they call junk fees, but let's break down what a junk fee is. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Please remember to post your comments after the video is over or during the video. This is some great information. Okay, so the FTC is issuing 66,355 checks, 63,355 checks, averaging $147, which is a lot less than what the individual paid for these junk fees. But they were going to mainly African American consumers who purchased vehicles from this auto group. That's a large amount of vehicles that they sold uh, to the black population in Illinois. What they were doing, this is what they were doing. The dealership was tacking on what the FTC calls junk fees. These are unwanted add-on products such as payment insurance. And I've always talked about if you have your car repossessed, you should always look on your contract because these types of insurances could be on there and they can actually pay payments on there that if you ran into trouble, that you actually have insurance that would be able to pay your payments. And that would extend your ability if you had a deferment. Usually, auto lender will give you 3 months deferment, and if you have payment insurance on there, you could get another 3 to 6 months. But they consider this to be a junk fee. So they would have payment insurance, paint protection, and maybe what they mean by the payment insurance is that the payment insurance did not initiate what they claimed the insurance would do if you ran into payment trouble. They might had they would explain it to you saying that if you ran into trouble, you don't have to worry about your payments, but actually, just like some of those car insurance places that you see talking about, you can get this insurance, and if you have a issue where you need to have your car fixed, the insurance was going to pay it. We know that the majority of those companies are ripoffs and they have all of these ways to back out of uh, getting repairing your car. I'll give you an example with my Range Rover. I had the extended warranty on my Range Rover, and one of the sensors on the left side, on your mirror, your side mirror, uh, it has that sensor. So if somebody's driving up beside you, it'll have that little warning signal. Well, on one of the left side of my Range Rover, the it would, like, after I drove for about 10 minutes, it would come on saying that it's not that sensor isn't working. Well, when I took it to for the extended warranty, because I bought the car used, and I've had it for a number of years, so I mean this is probably something that would just potentially go out on the vehicle. But they told me that that sensor is not covered under the extended warranty because it's part of the braking system. Can you believe that? They said that that sensor is part of the braking system. And I'm like, it's a sensor. But they said, no, it's part of the braking system. They explained it to me. I thought it was a bunch of BS, but that was how they got out of putting that under the warranty. And maybe that's what they're saying with this payment insurance is that the stipulations that are put into that insurance makes it really just worthless. It's just junk. It's just a way to have you pay extra fees when you're buying a car. They had the paint protection on there. This was something that when I bought my RV, they came, tried to throw this on there for me and my wife, and we said, it's like the first when you're buying the thing, the vehicle, it's the greatest thing on earth. And then when you're getting ready to close on the vehicle, they're telling you to worry about all of these things that could potentially go wrong on the vehicle. That was the greatest thing on earth. And so we told them, no, we don't want any paint protection. If something happened and it's under manufacturer's warranty, we don't need any paint protection. Uh, and they said that, and then that there's stuff that they have for the tires, the stuff that they have for the rims. Um, I'm trying to just think of some of the other things that were hit with us with the RV. That was my latest purchase. I haven't bought a vehicle. Well, we did buy my wife a Jeep not too long ago, about 2 years ago. But with that purchase, we didn't take anything. We just said, give us the Jeep. We don't want no extras. And I got to give credit to that dealer. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to say it without permission. But with that dealer that we purchased a Jeep from, that was we purchased it online. It was out of the area. They had to drive it to us. It was a new purchase. That was one thing. Um, Came with the regular manufacturer's warranty and some additional things, but they did not try to upsell on anything. My wife wanted to get a Jeep, and she wanted a custom Jeep, one that was already custom. And this was one that someone, I guess, the financing didn't go through for them, but they had it all custom, and it was perfect for her. But they did not try to throw in all of that other stuff, and it came with the regular manufacturer's warranty, which was extended through the Jeep manufacturer. But they didn't try to do all that stuff. And let me tell you the difference between what we paid and what we were looking at before we went, that to show you how these junk fees can add up. We went to a local dealer for the same Jeep. This is the Jeep that runs by electric. It's a hybrid, runs by electric, very good gas mileage, and because it can go back and forth. But let me tell you the difference. When we went to our local dealer, they had that same Jeep for $75,000. We purchased that same Jeep for $49,000 from another dealer in Illinois without, so you could see how those junk fees can add up. And when we were looking at what they gave us on the offer sheet for the same type vehicle, all of that stuff was just add-ons. And we had even told them we don't want none of that stuff. And guess what they said? They were like, well, we can't do it. And I think that they really said that they can't do it because at that time the Jeeps were hard to get in stock. So they were like, we're just going to sit on it because what else are they going to do? Well, you don't tell my wife what else you're going to do, because what she's very good at doing is just studying and searching out for the things that she wants, and she pushes hard to make sure that she gets the best deal on that. And well, she does that for us with the entire family. That is her specialty with that. Even this building that I'm in right now, the new building that we have purchased, uh, they the bank came, that we bought it from a bank. They came at $650,000, and she went back and forth and negotiated for $201,000 to purchase this building. So you can see that there's always room for negotiation. And I think that what happens with these types of deals, that with these junk fees and with all of this stuff, is and I've talked about this in my videos, is that you had to be very careful because they put you into a mindset of, we're doing you a favor. And I'm gonna take a drink here. My voice is kind of crackly. car salesmen and finance managers do a very good job of putting you in the mindset as if they're doing you a favor to help you spend your money with their dealership. I mean, they help you spend your money with the dealer. Remember, when it's all said and done, if we look at the big picture with everything we're dealing with buying something from a dealer, is that you are the one that are paying the money back. Not to say that they don't have a right to have certain prices and all of that. That's shopping. That's finding a better deal. But the one thing that you will find in common with a lot of dealers is that they make it like they're doing you a favor by helping you spend your money, even though you got approved with your credit, even though you put a down payment if you put one down, even though you brought the insurance to the deal, even though you had a job to qualify, even though you made the selection, even though you walked into there to do business with them, they have a way of flipping it around to make people think, and I fell into this when I was younger, like they are doing us a favor. And I remember a situation when I worked with my wife and I got up and we walked out of our first auto purchase deal. We were very young. I think that we were in our late 20s at that time, and the salesman was trying to put so much pressure on us, and we needed a new vehicle at that time because with my other business, we used to do everything. This we would with our advertising publication, we would deliver the papers, we would do everything. So we had kind of wore out our minivan that we had at that time, and we went to a place, and I remember it was a Tahoe, it was a Chevy Tahoe, and we were like, the vehicle is good, but something about the way that the sales rep was coming at us, and the whole it just didn't seem right. And we were in our late 20s, but we were starting to really start to understand about finances, and like you don't have to do certain things that you don't want to do. We were starting to really make good money at that time, and we just didn't like the deal. And we got up, and the guy was like, or he got mad. It's like, what do you mean? We still have the choice to get up and go. It's our money that we would be spending to pay this car off. And if we don't feel comfortable with the deal, and if we don't feel comfortable with you, we have the right to get up and go somewhere else and shop. You have that right. So be very uh, consciously aware that you have the right to get up, and you have the right not to take this stuff no matter what they say. As a matter of fact, if you turn the tables on them and you say, I'm not taking the payment insurance, I'm not taking the paint protection, I'm not taking the wheel coverage, I'm not taking the fee to bring the car to us, I'm not paying none of that stuff, do you still want to do the deal? And if they say no, then you just get up and go to somebody else. And I guarantee you that before you get out of that door, that salesman or that finance person will try to get you to come back in there. And see, the thing is that they use a technique to do this stuff. They use a technique that they get you first to get you to buy into the vehicle mentally, the test drive, and then they sit you down with the sales rep. They'll do the four squares and they'll say, these are the payments. And then if we can get you this payment, or you okay, what they're not telling you is the interest rate. I always would say, well, what's the interest rate? And they would be like, oh, well, and then I would say, well, that interest rate doesn't match what you got with those payments. That's making it, if you're saying that interest rate and you're saying that payment, then I'm paying too much. That means that you're really charging a different interest rate. Or if they try to do the Santander way on you, they're saying, okay, you have this interest rate, which was high, but then you had this amount for the vehicle and the payment, and that payment amount would not pay off the vehicle in the time frame that you claimed it would pay off. A lot of people ran into that with Santander. They paid on their vehicle 5, 6 years, and at the end of that time, the vehicle wasn't even paid off. So they'll do these things. I don't know why. I don't know why they. I guess the reason why is because they were able to get away with it. And when they're dealing with, especially with subprime, in their mind, I think they're like, it's not even going to go through the whole process. If we could just get this person to make payments for 1 or 2 years, we're out of the chargeback phase with the financial uh, uh, company that we get financing through. Will be okay if they could just make it through this certain period of time. And they know that the average person is going to keep that car 1 year to 2 years, maybe 3 years, and that takes them out of their chargeback status. I know about chargebacks. If you're a dealer, I have several friends who own dealerships, and I have several friends who even own furniture stores and that do financing. And I know that if you don't pay those payments, that those finance companies will charge that business back of either all of it or a portion of that money back. That's why they're always trying to churn vehicle sales or trying to churn other types of sales because they have a certain amount that can be charged back, and no matter what, how many customers you deal with, there's always going to be some troubled customers in every business, so with these add-ons, they said that specifically Napolitan discriminated against black consumers by charging them more for add-ons and financing. So regardless if a black person came in there, excellent credit, everything, unless that person was assertive and saying, hey, I know what my credit is and you need to give me a better rate or I'm walking out the door. And I know some of you might be saying, well, that's the education of the individual. Well, I say that yes, it is the education of the individual on knowing what they can fight for, but with what I just said earlier about how they get you into that one mindset. Sometimes you can see a vehicle and it's like, we got to have that vehicle. Sometimes people don't think that they can just walk away. But I do think that there is merit where if one person goes into an establishment and just solely because of their race, individuals are looking to take advantage of them on uh, making them pay more for add-ons and making them pay because they were doing it to white people also. They just wasn't charging them as much on the add-on. They were like, because they're white, we're gonna just hurt them a little bit more. I mean, a little bit. When if you were black, they were like, we're gonna give you the full pain of the victimization that we do with all of our customers. That's basically what they were saying. The FTC was saying, not me. This is what the FTC was actually saying, is that they said that that this company was actually doing that. They have the data. They sued them. It's going out to 66,355 people, and in their database, state by state breakdown since 2021, the commission's actions led to more than 472 million in refunds to consumers across the country. Across the country, but these refunds were the result of cases resolved by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2021 that the commission lacks authority under to seek monetary relief in federal court. Because of the ruling, the commission no longer has its strongest tool to return money to consumers, and it will become harder to provide refunds to consumers harmed by deceptive and unfair conduct. But I'm at the front end on this. I'm at the front end on this is that you, just like I just said with the video earlier, is that you have the right to walk away from the deal. If you feel that any part of the transaction is not in your favor or you don't feel comfortable, you have to be strong as a man, as a woman, get up and go and find it somewhere else. As a matter of fact, there's a thing there's is it I don't know if it's a saying, but there's how can I say this? Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You're watching this video for a reason. You're either watching this video because of something for yourself, education. You're going to need to utilize it in the future. You know a cousin or a relative or a friend that's in this situation, and you're about to have information that's going to be able to help them. And so we all go through things that will help us in some fashion of our life. Sometimes it's the way that you handle a certain situation that helps you handle another situation. And so, uh, no matter what happens, you're able to get up from that table and go and find what you want. And some of the times you will go through that type of situation so you will be stronger in other situations and know and have the courage just by getting up. Just by getting up, if you go through a situation like that and you just get up and go, it can make you stronger for all types of things in your life. When my wife and I got up, it made us stronger for all types of things. It gave us power. I can give you one example where it gave us a lot of power to get up, where a lot of people were falling into the pressure. Was we went to a timeshare thing. We didn't know that that's what it was called, but we had went to the Wisconsin Dells. They were like, bring the family up and you can stay at this place. I'm like, well, let's do that. We're in our 20s. Let's do that. We have the children. Nice little trip. Enjoy ourselves. And we got in that room and they just threw down on us. And we were like, and they were giving us TV. Back then, it was like a little TV. And I was like, we got to get out of here. And they were like, okay, if you don't want to do it, okay, I just got to have my manager talk to you real quick and then you can get out of here and you'll get your TV. So at first they were like, you can say no, but you got to listen. Then when you said no, then you can still get the gift, but you had to go to the other room and talk to the manager. Manager put full court pressure on us, full court pressure, and we still said no. We looked at each other and said no, and then we were like, we're not gonna get that TV, or and it was like no, and they were like, you can go ahead and get out of the room. But I think it was so long ago, 30 some years ago, but I think that they made us talk to one last person on the way out. But I could see other people that stayed in there, and I'm pretty sure that they might be still paying on those timeshares, or they might have to go to one of those timeshare exit companies. And to get help. As a matter of fact, one of my advertisers with my other company just signed up with my services for my marketing company. Is a timeshare exit company that helps individuals get out of trouble with their timeshares. If they, in a way, fell into a sales process where they felt extreme pressure where they couldn't say no. But just think about that. For what my wife and I went through to have the strength to say no to that car salesman to get up and go, actually could have gave us that strength, which it probably did. I didn't even think about it at that time, but gave us the strength to say no to the timeshare people. So some of the times you go through things to either help you with yourself in another situation, to make you stronger, to show you that you will see yourself through it, or it could be to help a friend or family member get through a certain situation. So never discount what you go through as if it's just supposed to be some type of pain for you. What I went through with my debt problems in the 90s, it actually helped me help you with the credit repair shop. That, like, I went through and had all of those feelings of having being kind of depressed over my situation, losing a lot of money, almost having to file bankruptcy, almost losing my business, fighting with my spouse over what are we doing and we need to fix this stuff, children watching and saying, like, just we're setting a bad example for them. Going through that situation helps me help you, to let you know that it's not just about the money, that it's also about the way that you got to manage your life. It's the way that you got to see yourself a certain way. If it was so much about money, I could just go grab one of my books over here and give it to you, and or you can go buy a book, or you can go watch another finance uh, video or take another finance course and you should be all fixed. It's not just about that. I learned through that process, through what I went through, the ups and downs, dealing with debt collectors, dealing with lawsuits, all of that stuff with the mental side and the money side, and also how it can make you feel physically is from all of that helps me help you with this YouTube channel, helps me help my clients with the credit repair shop. So never discount what you go through. Never discount it. If there's always some sort of reason behind it that can help you with moving forward in the future. All right, if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes a Difference, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my two-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com. Get your TransUnion Equifax Experian reports and all 3 scores. Very good monitoring service. Even if you don't sign up with my service, please go there and get that service. It helps with the channel. They're a sponsor of the channel. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations, cease and desist, collection activities letter, and debt validation letter. Those 3 can help stop debt collectors early in the game so you don't let them get to suing you and putting stuff all on your credit reports. There's other links for other products and services below this video. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.